Hello and good evening to everyone joining us tonight. Welcome to the Ohio Association of College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We want to thank you for joining us on this evening. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. Students and families, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time throughout the session. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening tonight and tomorrow night, so please be sure to sign up for additional sessions after this. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website in which you registered. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters, and we're going to start with our first school, Baldwin Wallace University.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. So I'm actually going to share my screen with y'all real quick, and we will go ahead and get started. Okay, so let me just adjust some things. Okay, there we go. So my name is Emily Gruber, and I'm an admission counselor with Baldwin Wallace University. I just want to say thank you all so much for choosing this session tonight. I'm super excited to talk about BW, and I hope you're all safe and healthy. We've definitely been thinking about everybody during this crazy year. So please just let us know how we can continue to assist you during this time. So I just want to talk a little bit about BW. So we are a small liberal arts school located in Berea, Ohio, and that is home of the Cleveland Browns training facility, and it's just outside of the Cleveland airport. So as you can see from this class of 2024 profile, we have an incredibly diverse student population. Students come from 32 different states and study over 80 different majors, from neuroscience to business to performing arts. We are a residential campus where over 85% of our first and second year students live on campus in our residence halls. So that's pretty cool to keep in mind. So we'll just kind of move on. This is a little bit more facts and figures about BW. So as a small to mid-sized school of just under 3,000 full-time undergraduate students, we're incredibly focused on a personalized approach to education. So we keep our class sizes small at an average of 19 students so that faculty have the opportunity to get to know each of their students. I'm actually an alum of BW. I graduated in 2016, and I can say that my professors knew me as a person, and I wasn't just another student in the classroom. So I think that's something that's really important to our students. And our students are also incredibly involved and have a lot of school spirit. Our saying is YJ for L, or Yellow Jacket for Life, because that's truly how our students feel when they graduate, that they're always going to be a Baldwin Wallace student at heart. We offer over 100 clubs and organizations, from the outdoors club to a gaming club to student government, national fraternities and sororities, faith-based organizations, and 22 Division III varsity sports. So a lot to get involved with. So I would definitely check out our academics and student life, because we offer a little bit of everything for everybody. And then, as I mentioned, BW is located in Berea, Ohio, which is about 20 minutes southwest of downtown Cleveland. In addition to a variety of cultural, social, and athletic opportunities in the city, our students are most well served by internship opportunities available so close to campus. So I think it's kind of like the best of both worlds, being in a small suburb, just 20 minutes from Cleveland, but having all these opportunities that Cleveland offers. Just so you all know, there is an experiential learning requirement at Baldwin Wallace, and that means that students either have to study abroad, get an internship, or do some sort of research with a professor before they graduate. We do that because we want you guys to have something to put on your resume and include in your cover letter, talk about in interviews. And our reputation of strong, well-prepared, hardworking students has caused Cleveland companies and organizations to actively seek our students. And our students intern with Fortune 500 companies, professional sports teams, nationally ranked hospital systems, and more. So I know going to college, the big part is finding a major you love, getting involved, but obviously you want to find that internship and job opportunity after. So that is something we can definitely help you with here. And as I kind of mentioned before, BW offers over 80 majors, and you can see some of those here. And students study a variety of different academic areas. Some of our more unique majors include a brand new four-year nursing program that we're very excited about, a speech language pathology 5-year program, general engineering, and nationally recognized music theater program, and more. So there's definitely a lot for students to check out. We are rolling admissions and a member of the Common Application in addition to having our own application, and all admitted students are eligible for academic scholarships, which I will talk about on the next slide. So new this year, just due to COVID-19 and some of the complications with students taking the ACT or the SAT, we are currently a test-free institution. As you can see, standardized test scores are not required for admission to BW, regardless of a student's GPA, and are not factored into a student's merit scholarship eligibility. You may choose to send us test scores, but they are not required. And as you can see with our scholarships, we base that off of a student's cumulative weighted high school GPA. So another shameless plug I kind of want to mention before I wrap up, we did just open a new science center in January in an effort to meet the demands in a growing field like engineering, computer science, and mathematics. So if you guys have the chance to visit campus, I would really recommend coming and checking out this new building. It has new classrooms and technology. So I would just, if you do have the opportunity, definitely come check this out because we are very excited about this. And again, our students are back on campus and in the classrooms, and we want to welcome prospective students for on and off campus visits. So if you guys do have the opportunity, I would encourage you to schedule a visit, and you can find that online. But that's just a little bit about BW. Again, thank you guys so much for checking us out. And I will leave my email address in the chat box. So if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me. Thank you all so much again.
Thank you so much, Emily. We are going to move on to our second school of the night, and that is the Art Academy of Cincinnati.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen.
All right, hi everybody, just give me 1 second here. Okay, great, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here to talk with all of you. My name is Jack, and I am the Director of Admissions for the Art Academy of Cincinnati. So 6 minutes, I'm gonna try to do my best to just sort of give you a quick glimpse into our beautiful college, but if you of course want any information after my time, I'll be available to help you with any questions you have. So for over 150 years now, the Art Academy of Cincinnati has been offering accredited degrees both regionally and nationally in the arts, such as the Associates of Science in Graphic Design, most popularly the BFA, so the Bachelor's Degree in Fine Art, in a variety of majors and minors that you're going to learn about. And additionally, we have a Master's in Art Education program. So at the Art Academy of Cincinnati, we are a new generation of boundary breakers. A lot of the work that I've been doing with admissions, and I know that there's some other colleges of art and design that you'll get to hear from today, is sort of destigmatizing this notion of the starving artist, right? I feel like every single creative has heard that at some point in their careers. And the matter of fact is that putting in the work to your degree really is all about sort of the outcome of your college experience. And through our program, we're facilitating resources that are going to help you get to a place where you can be a professional creative. What you're seeing here is just a glimpse into some of the different majors and minors that we offer. On the left, you can see that creative writing, design, illustration, drawing and painting, sculpture, print media, and photography is really at the heart of our curriculum. One thing to take with you today is that we're making sure that we're focusing on a super transdisciplinary approach towards all the degrees that we offer, meaning that we really want to make sure that our students have a tool belt of skills that they're developing so that they're not just sort of one way of making things. They're not used to doing that. They're sort of an amalgam of all of it. And so with that in mind, what you're also seeing on the right here is that your time as a student is 2/3 studio-based, where you're doing the actual production of things, right? The sculpting, the painting, the writing. And then the other 1/3 of that component is liberal arts. So the academic courses that help support the things that you're making. So lots of classes in research and writing that are going to just ultimately, again, benefit your skills. Before I transition into talking about facilities, it's important to know that for our entire institution, we're sitting at an enrollment size of just over 200 students. And we like that. It sounds really small, but what it does is it allows for a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio so that you're getting a really intimate sort of approach towards this degree, and you're not just a name or body in the class. You're really welcomed into our community. As we do look into the facilities a little bit more, it's important to know that our students have access to their own studio spaces. And as alum of the college, this is something that was really, really important to me on my search. It let me know that I was going to have a space to understand what it's like to take on clients and to have a space after studio classes to sort of figure out how to put it all together. And with that too, our facilities, just like our majors and minors, are transdisciplinary. So as long as you have an understanding of how to use the facilities within campus, you're able to access them even if it's outside of your major. We're located right in the heart of downtown Cincinnati and over the Rhine. And over the Rhine is really much so a part of your campus. So beyond the building itself being right in the heart of the city becomes, your playground as you sort of start to explore all the different agencies and creative outlets that happen just right in the heart of where you'll be studying. And going back to sort of what I was saying about sort of this stigma of the starving artist, one thing that we do to sort of help combat that is making sure that we have internship opportunities implemented into our programs so that students have the opportunity to work with our Office of Professional Development to build up that resume, to build up a CV, and to really get into institutions that are going to further their creative practice. Our application can be thought of as these 3 simple steps. We do have our own application in addition to the common application. But essentially, once you apply, you're then working with an admissions counselor to assemble a portfolio of artwork. We require 8 to 10 original pieces that you feel like best showcase your artistic abilities. So whether that's as sculpture, as writing, or as drawing, there's no real strict guidelines to sort of what's required. It's ultimately just what you think is the best work that you currently have. And if you're unsure about what to submit or what to gather, our admissions team is here to help you gather those materials and put together the best portfolio that you possibly can. And then in addition to that, you self-report a GPA as you apply, where we're looking for a 2.0 minimum GPA. We're test blind, so we're not looking at the ACT or SAT, and that's because we find that creatives usually thrive best when they're showing us their portfolio and sort of what they hope to creatively pursue. Just some quick tips here on the portfolio stuff that you could learn about on our website. I'll be hosting a portfolio workshop coming up here in March soon, so you can read more about that on our website. And beyond that too, I just want to sort of briefly talk about what happens upon acceptance. So every student receives an entrance scholarship, and this can take up to 1/3 of your tuition off from the get-go. And with that in mind too, we also offer a tuition promise that you can read about on our website that helps students better plan for their financial success as they're studying at the college. That's just some quick info on the Art Academy of Cincinnati. Again, I'm Jack. I'm going to drop some info for you in the chat, and I will be happy to help with any questions. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jack. It was great hearing from you. We're going to move on to our 3rd college, and that is the College for Creative Studies.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here tonight. My name is Laura Kavanaugh, and I'm an admissions counselor at the College for Creative Studies. So just going to go ahead and share my screen here. And at CCS, we help students with an interest in art or design get an amazing education that will grow their passion and elevate their talents to become world-class creative leaders. And just briefly, some careers our alumni have gone into include careers as concept designers, photographers, fine artists, animators, web designers. The list really goes on and is quite extensive. CCS was born in Detroit in 1906. As the Society of Arts and Crafts, which was a community art center that began as a counter response to all the mass production and industrialization going on within the city. Some of the things that set CCS apart are our size and setting, our outstanding facilities, the breadth of our majors, sponsored studio projects, and connections to creative industries. In addition to our BFA degrees, we have 20 minors and 9 emphases, including entrepreneurial studies. We also offer Master of Fine Arts degrees in 4 areas: color and materials, interaction design, systems design thinking, and transportation design. We have a diverse student body with a student faculty ratio of 9:1, with class sizes not exceeding 21. So some of your more foundational courses might be a little bit larger, but then as you move through your program, you'll find that your class sizes are smaller. But we don't do large lecture classes here, and this is a big difference between us and a state school or university program. In addition to attracting a diverse student body, we strive to make our campus an equitable, welcoming, and inclusive environment, and that's really important to us. In the US, there are nearly 700,000 art-centric businesses that employ millions of people, and artists and designers make up more than 2 million of those workers. And our alumni have companies where they want to work. Our alumni network is very strong, and our excellent internship and recruitment events are testament to that. At CCS, we have an internship program that allows qualified students to earn academic credit while earning gaining firsthand experience in their chosen field. So not only do these students work alongside industry professionals, but they're beginning to build those professional networks. As I mentioned, they're earning academic credit, they're making money, and they're gaining confidence in their abilities. Here you can see a sample list of some of the companies we've participated with over the years as part of that program. And our Career Services Department is committed to helping our students and alumni connect to organizations and companies they want to work with. They plan numerous recruiting events throughout the year for all our major departments and work with students to develop their resume and polish their interview skills. And they even pivoted to virtual this year when that was necessary. Lastly, just in this section here, another way we connect our students to job opportunities is through sponsored studio research projects. And these opportunities connect students to professional designers on campus, where the students are given the chance to create a solution for a company's design problem. So you're working with your instructor much like you would a mentor, presenting your ideas along the way, and then your final project or product at the end. And so this is real world experience you're gaining while still a student. And at CCS, we of course value education, but we also know how important fun is as part of the creative process. So you'll get the full quote unquote student experience at our campus-wide annual activities like Geek Week, our annual talent show, Century Ball, and more. Our student government is an active and respected channel of communication between our students and administration. And CCS also has several student-created groups and organizations centered around a variety of hobbies, passions, and interests. So I'm just going to sort of pause here on our majors slide. We do have 11 majors from which to choose, with kind of your full spectrum of art and design majors, with everything from craft and material studies to transportation design. And we do want you to be a well-rounded student at CCS. So you are taking both studio art courses as well as liberal arts courses. About 2/3 of your curriculum is studio art based and 1/3 is liberal art based. Those fractions or percentages might shift a little bit if you are bringing in credit from another institution or if you're pursuing a minor or liberal arts concentration. Clicked the wrong button there. So applying is super easy to CCS. There's just 3 things we ask from you. The first is the online application form. We're not part of Common App, so you'll be applying directly through our website. And then, whoops. Sorry about that. And then the next piece we'll need from you is your portfolio, 8 to 12 examples of your strongest work. Something to keep in mind is that certain majors are drawing-based majors, so you will want to ensure you have about 3 to 5 drawings with direct observation work in there. And then finally, your high school or college transcript, if you've taken any dual enrollment courses or even courses as part of an early middle college program, we'll want to see those transcripts as well. And students are automatically considered for scholarship when they go to apply. Last year, our average financial aid scholarship from CCS for merit was almost half of the tuition cost. So when you consider that, you're looking at something comparable to a state school or university. And to learn more after today, I know this is super whirlwind and I'm talking very fast. You can visit our website and click the visit link that has a ton of events on there and opportunities to connect with us. I, like the other folks here tonight, will drop more information in the chat regarding ways to connect or learn more. So thank you for your time. I'm going to go ahead and stop my share and leave it to the next person.
Thank you, Laura. We are going to move on to Johnson & Wales University.
Hi, everybody. My name is Melissa Stevens. I am the admissions representative from Johnson & Wales University, and I'll kind of just dive right in here for you. I do want to talk a little bit about what makes Johnson & Wales different than some of the other programs that you might be hearing about tonight. The first thing I love to cover is our experiential education, which is just a fancy word for learning by doing and using your hands. So we have lab style classes for a lot of our majors. We have culinary, baking, and pastry. We have a criminal justice lab, a finance lab, biology lab, and we also have a finance lab, the sports, entertainment, and event management lab, and our food innovation and design lab. Those are the labs in Providence. And then if you switch to our Charlotte campus, we have a fashion lab, we have our other biology lab. We also have a brew making and winemaking course for students to take if you're interested in that part of the industry. On the left-hand corner is a picture of our chicken coop, where our students actually grow their own organic vegetables and learn to cook and learn about food sustainability and all of that good stuff. Our faculty to student ratio is 18 students to 1. Actually, currently with COVID, it's 9 to 1. I imagine that it'll stay that way for a while, but we do have those small class sizes. It's something we've had for a long time. We really believe in giving you that one-on-one interaction, that personal education, not just so you can get to know your own fellow students, but so that you can get to know your professors, because you're learning from people at Johnson & Wales that have that real industry experience. So they're not teaching to you from a book, they're teaching to you from their actual industry experience. Up on the top left-hand corner, the guy with the lovely sweater vest is one of our professors, Professor Paul. He's a criminal justice professor. He was a former captain in the Rhode Island State Police. One of our chocolatiers or our baking and pastry professors is a chocolatier. So you're learning from people that are in the industry, and they really give you that one-on-one guidance and really become your mentor throughout the entire process as a student at Johnson & Wales. So we do something a little bit different. It's called Jump Right Into Your Major, which means first day of freshman year, you're going to be taking classes in your major. And we do that because we really want you to figure out if this is something that you're passionate about. We don't want you to have to waste an entire year of taking prerequisites only to discover it's not for you. And we want to completely immerse you in that major right from the very beginning of your time at Johnson & Wales. So we do have 2 campus locations, one in Providence, Rhode Island, and one in Charlotte, North Carolina. We do not charge an out-of-state tuition, so we're not more expensive because we're out of state. Rhode Island is the smallest state in the country, but it's got some huge opportunity for our students. There's about 30,000 undergraduate students living in Providence, so a lot of job opportunities and some fun stuff too is geared towards college students because of that. We're about 45 minutes south of Boston and about 3.5 hours northwest or northeast, of New York City. So a lot of our students take some time to travel up and down the eastern seaboard. It is our largest campus. There's about 6,700 students on the Providence campus. Charlotte is our second campus. It is much smaller. Charlotte is home to some major corporations. So if I was a high school student and I was looking to kind of get out of Ohio or get out of the state, I would look for a college campus that had some of those major companies, Duke Energy, Lowe's, Wells Fargo. They are all home in Charlotte. So that campus is a lot smaller, though only about 1,500 students total on that campus. And again, it's a pretty diverse university across the board, but on the Charlotte campus especially, you're going to have that diversity, which will kind of help you step out of your comfort zone a little bit. So if you are not sure which major you'd like to pick from, we have about 60 different majors for you to choose from. If you go to our major picker, you can pick on an area of interest, and it'll actually give you a list of all the majors that are under that specific area of interest. So it kind of helps you narrow down a few different majors for what you're looking for. These are just a couple of the programs that we offer at Johnson & Wales. Obviously, there's a lot more. We're really getting into health and wellness, criminal justice, engineering. Those are the things that we're kind of been expanding on over the last year or so. Internships are a huge component of that experiential education or that learning by doing. That's why 2,600 different students completed their internship last year. When I was an intern, I always thought it was not getting paid, getting coffee, making copies. At Johnson & Wales, it's not necessarily that. Rebecca did her internship in New York City. She did a paid internship at a PR firm. And then we have Henry, who did his internship at Animus in Providence. And I like how he talks about his internship was tailored to his specific preferences. And then Rachel did her internship with Colette, which is a travel agency based out of Rhode Island. And then my favorite, our culinary student, Victor, who wanted to learn about farm to table. So we sent him to the best place ever, which is Hopkins South Downs, a 40-acre farm in Scituate, Rhode Island. So what's next after that? I'm just gonna skip over just a couple. I'm running out of time, so I just want to make sure I cover everything with you guys here. I want to talk a little bit about our next steps. Obviously, we'd like you to come visit campus. You can do that virtually. We're doing virtual cook-alongs if you're a culinary student. We're also doing explore your major nights. So if you're into a particular major, you can click on that and choose from either campus. And then you can come visit us in person if you'd like. We're open to in-person tours currently for both campuses. And then you can apply. It's a test optional school. There is no GPA requirement. And early action deadline's November 1st. Regular admissions deadline is March 1st. And we have a pretty liberal transfer policy. So if you're taking any college credit plus, feel free to check that out with our transfer evaluation system on the website. I'm going to drop some info in the chat box for you guys too. All right, well, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Melissa. We're going to move on to our fifth school, and that is the Cleveland Institute of Art.
Hi, everybody. My name is Karen Wellman. I'm one of the admissions counselors at the Cleveland Institute of Art. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Play from start. Okay. So at the Cleveland Institute of Art, we, of course, are located in Cleveland, Ohio. We are near or sit in University Circle, which is right by the Cleveland Museum of Art, pictured here. And we're also just a quick 10 minutes away from the downtown Cleveland area. So it's a great place to study in the University Circle area. It's a diverse cultural area, but yet near, of course, just a major city right downtown. What's great about CIA is many things. And one of those being, we bring in lots of visiting artists to come speak to our students. Sometimes they're CIA alums. We're also on the entertainment tour. So this is Disney pictured here coming to talk to our students with one of their latest films. And unfortunately, we can't do that this year because of COVID, but we are doing everything virtually this year. So all those visits are taking place. We have a Lunch on Fridays program. So all those virtual visits, instead of them being in our auditorium, we're doing them online. Meeting company reps, visiting artists, it's really important for our students. You're getting internships that way. You're being able to submit your resume to these visitors. So it's a great opportunity for our students to make those networking connections. So everyone from Alfa Romero, which is an international car company, to the Cleveland History Museum, which is located just down the street from us, our students are interacting and getting some really cool opportunities. The building where we're located in is a 250,000 square feet building, just renovated. Used to be an old Ford Model T plant, but we've renovated it for working studios for our students. As of right now, we are not giving tours on campus. We are doing virtual tours with different images. So feel free to call or contact me or the school if you're interested in a virtual tour. Eventually, later in the spring, hopefully definitely the summer, will be open for everyone to come visit. If you're an admitted student, we might be able to make accommodations for you. So if you're already a senior right now, you've applied, you've been accepted, make outreach to us regarding a tour, or at least looking inside the school. Our students were able to work in the classrooms this year because of our small student teacher ratio. And because we wanted them to have access to all the equipment we have. So we have state-of-the-art equipment, everything from the glass-making studios to Wacom Cintiqs to virtual reality games, print presses. And again, students get their own studio space. So the first year at our school is the foundation year. Second year is when you go into your major. And that's really important to have your own studio space. So whether it's being expressive creatively or working in an animation studio space here, you have a space that's designated to your own. We also have a residence hall for our freshmen and our sophomores. Again, we were able to do this safely coming back this year. Most of the rooms are quad rooms. However, there's 2 bedrooms to each unit and a bathroom in each bedroom. So you're only sharing a bedroom and bathroom with one other student. So it was great this year. Students didn't feel isolated, even though it was kind of an isolating year, because they were with a couple of classmates. You do get your own drafting table that first year to work on. And then you had your own kind of privacy with the bedroom and bathroom. This is a list of all of our different majors. We have 15 different majors, all in the art and design industry. You can go to our website. We're at cia.edu to take a look at the list of all the majors. There's videos on all the different majors. So everything from our design areas to the craft areas, to our digital artist, applied arts, to our visual artist, and everything in between. So you can be majoring in one area, just say you're majoring in graphic design, but maybe you're taking electives in our photo or video department. So because especially we're in one big expanded building, our students tend to be more interdisciplinary, because you could be working in one area but taking electives, or going into the fabrication studios and be working on different types of media. So that's a really great asset at our school. When you're leaving our school, alums are doing many different things, all again in the art and design industry, everything from Big Hero 6, which one of our alums won an award for helping create the Baymax character, to alums from the industrial design program creating the Swifter Wetjet. Again, different logos that you see out in the community, different cars that people are driving, perhaps have been created by CIA alums. Cassie just graduated recently. She is working for a local firm here in Cleveland called La China. Jim Groman creates toy designs and illustrations. He was an alum, and he's also a teacher in the illustration department. And Quentin Spencer was from the Pittsburgh area, and he majored in our interior architecture program. He got an internship here at the Auto and Aviation Museum, which is just around the corner. And now he's working for an interior design firm down in Georgia. And he's come back to our school recently to talk about his experience. And I know my time is a little coming to an end here. So if you're interested in applying to our school, we ask that if you're a junior now, wait till you're a senior. Starting in September, you could start the application process. We do require a portfolio if you're applying. And again, feel free to contact me and or the school with any questions you have along the way. Scholarships are available. And with scholarships and financial aid opportunities, that can deduct up to 50% off of your tuition. So it was great seeing being able to talk to everyone today. Maybe we could see you in the future, and I will hand it off to the next person.
Thank you so much, Karen. We are going to pass it off to our last school of the evening, and that is the University of East Anglia.
Thank you so much for that. I am going to hopefully get this going. There's always an issue with getting this started for me. So, with that, out further ado, now something totally different from what you've been hearing. University of East Anglia is in the United Kingdom, so we are located in England. So, again, something totally different from what you've been hearing from these other schools located in the United States. My name is Alana Stewart. I'm the regional manager, and I'm based in Michigan, so just north of Ohio for all of you. The University of East Anglia is also known as UEA. We were founded in 1963. We are a public campus-based research university, and there's a wide variety of subjects I'll be sharing with you later, but there's 160 undergraduate courses, which is what we call majors in the UK. We have about 17,000 students, so are on the larger side of campuses, but not too big at the same time. And 17% of our student body is international. To kind of place UEA a little bit for you, as you may have never heard of us before, we are a world top 200 institution and within the UK top 25. So again, that's just to let you know we are a legit place to be going to and not totally random. We are about an hour and a half northeast of London by train, where that pink glint is. We do have our own international airport, so it's pretty easy to get to campus. You can also travel up from London by bus or by train. The surrounding area is beautiful countryside, so students kind of have that nice, relaxing atmosphere because Norwich is the largest city of about 200,000 people in the East Anglia region, which is kind of that lump that you see there on the east side of the country. We're also about 30 minutes from the coastline, so students can go to the beach. They have these different colored shacks on the beach on the sand, so it's really kind of a nice, quaint, unique location for students to be going to. The city itself is again a destination for that area. It is a shopping destination. There's also a lot of rich history. So there's 30 medieval churches. You can see our castle in that third picture down from the top. We also do have 2 cathedrals. But we have been voted one of the most affordable cities to live in, as well as one of the best places to live in the east of England. And also, we're one of the most vegan friendly cities. So we have one of the most or the highest number of vegan restaurants per people. So no matter what you're looking for, I feel like Norwich is a great location. And I think it is one of those things that we talk about that makes UEA so special and so unique. Our campus itself is located 3 miles from the city center on 320 acres of green land. So you can see on the left-hand side, there is a lake, but we have a student union that would feature in a normal year 60 or more live music gigs to introduce you to British musicians, but also international and world famous musicians as well, like Ed Sheeran and Coldplay have come in the past. Our library is open 24/7, and we do have one of the largest sports parks in Great Britain. So you can see all the pitches over and the fields and tracks on the right hand side there. In that first slide that I showed you, that was our brand new science facility. We also have Productivity East, which is built for engineering collaboration within the area. And then we have slated to be built a facility for our arts and humanities, as well as some of our social science programs. So it's always nice to see that infrastructural development happening. We have guaranteed accommodation, so guaranteed housing for international students who do decide to come across the pond. And most of the options will give you your own single room. In the top left-hand corner, you'll see the Sainsbury Center for Visual Arts. Unfortunately, the orange dot is right over the part that you might recognize. We double as the Avengers headquarters in the Avengers movies. So you may have seen us before. Also need to mention too, before Norwich is in the film Jingle Jangle. So if you watch that over the holiday season, the snowball fighting scene does take place in Norwich, an area called Elm Hill. So even though you might not be familiar with Norwich or University of East Anglia, more than likely you have seen us. Campus also provides support, so we have international student support and everything else that you would need as a student. So our school is divided into these 4 faculties or 4 main areas, and then further into the schools. Now, these are not all the degree titles that we have. Remember, there are 160 degrees on offer. We do have our emphasis or what we're known for in creative writing and environmental science. but also renewed emphasis on engineering with that Productivity East building. And then our courses are standard 3 years. So kind of like Johnson and Wales, you go directly into what you want to study. So no need to worry about those general education credits. And the vast majority of our programs will offer an extra year, which is a year in industry or a year abroad, and you can choose that. So that 3 years makes a lot of the time students will save money with that depending on where you're looking, but it also saves time too, for sure. Other programs we're known for are business, economics, and also international development on there. But with our rankings, I always say you can't really go too wrong with our programs. We are on the UCAS application, which is basically the common application for the UK. If you do have any questions about the UK in general, please reach out to me, especially about the UCAS application. Our requirements are a 3.3 GPA or higher, 3 AP or IB exams, or an SAT or ACT with a 1280 respectively on the 1280, or with 1280 and then a 27 on the ACT. If you do have any subject-specific requirements for the program you are applying directly into, you do need to have those replicated in an AP exam. We also look for demonstrated academic interest as well as interviews and portfolios in some cases. Our costs are about $24,000 to $30,000 US, with medicine being way more expensive. And then the cost of living is about $13,000 US for the academic year. So if you've been looking anywhere out of state, again, this looks pretty comparable to that. Then we do have scholarships, some that are automatic, some you do need to apply for as well. You can also take over FAFSA loans to most of the UK universities, and you are eligible to work for 20 hours per week. Finally, do connect with us. So you'll have me. I'll put my contact information in the box, but we do also have a student ambassador from California. So she's great to talk to about the actual student experience because she is living it at the moment. And finally, here are my contact details, but we'll be happy to chat with any of you after this about the UK or also about UEA as well.
Thank you so much. So now I'm going to invite all of our panelists to hop back on their cameras. And really quickly, we're just going to go in the order that they presented in and just share with all of you their favorite event or on-campus tradition quickly. And then we will wrap it up for the night. So we'll start off with our first school.
Great. So my favorite campus tradition at Baldwin Wallace would have to be homecoming. I know that may be a little bit basic, but I really love that all of the students and alum and families can connect during that time. And I think there's a lot of school spirit shown. And as an alum, I just, love that day. I feel very passionate about it. All the student life organizations get together. And I think it's just a great time for campus to come together and just really celebrate what makes us Yellow Jackets for life. So that's a tradition that I really, really love at Baldwin Wallace.
Great. At the Art Academy of Cincinnati, I'm really involved with our new student orientation process, and I really love it because it's not just, boring like nuts and bolts. It's really involved. You get to meet our student body, you get to meet our president, our faculty who are all working creatives, and you get to meet the entire admissions staff like face-to-face in a way that's really engaging you with an understanding that we care about your creative practice because we're creatives. And beyond that too, I love that our mascot is a skunk, and I'm gonna leave you at a cliffhanger. So if you wanna know why it's a skunk, just let me know, I'll let you know.
Okay, it was a toss-up for me, but the one I'm going with is going to be our SEO, which is our student exhibition opening. It occurs each May, and we have 2 sites at CCS. Our Taubman site houses our design-based majors, and the top 3 floors of that are dedicated to the exhibition of graduating seniors' work. So it's really, really exciting to see, and it's like a night of it. It's invite only. The work, some of it is for sale, and there's really good food. People dress up. It's a total blast, and we fly in art educators from around the country as well, and they stay at like the Marriott right off the water. So it's a really fun, cool event, and that's my favorite.
Well, we have two campuses. I'm an alumni of the Providence campus, so I'm going to be a little biased and go with them. We do something called Ignite the Night, where our new freshmen will be given a lantern, and then they come in through these main gates. And in the main gates on the main green are all of our current students, faculty, the deans, the president of the campus, and they'll hang their lantern on a string, and it kind of lights up the entire green. And then the next time they walk through those main gates is graduation when they're seniors. So we only have them walk through it twice, once at the beginning of their time at Johnson Wales and once at the end. So it's a really fun opportunity for the students to kind of meet current students and faculty.
Hi, one of my favorite events at CIA is the spring student independent exhibition show, which just opened up this past Friday. Of course, normally we do that with bringing visitors on campus, but this year they did it virtually. So if you're interested in seeing with the students, the juried show, what images got in, you could take a look at our website. But it is organized and hosted all by our students. So the student government body helps organize that. And we have two galleries on our campus, the large one where the exhibition is being held right now. And then we have a smaller gallery on site as well, which is great for students attending our school. Thanks.
All right. For University of East, no, okay, there we go. I thought, sorry. So for University of East Anglia, we have this thing. I always hate saying the name to students, but it's called Pimp My Barrow. Basically, students take a wheelbarrow and decorate it according to a theme. It was actually suspended in 2019, but they were hoping to bring it back. It has its own Wikipedia page that I'll probably put in the chat, but it is one of those unique traditions, and the funds that are raised do go to charity. So it is for a good cause at the end of the day.
Well, thank you all so much for sharing with us and for presenting this evening. It was great learning about all of your institutions. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. When you close out of this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey that we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. This is just one of multiple sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional ones this evening or tomorrow. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings. Thank you all for attending and have a great night.